Hello everyone. Now, some people, if you're only watching certain videos of mine, for example, if you've only been following my Darwin videos, might think, uh-oh, what's this going on? This is a bit different than what she normally does. But if most of my subscribers or whoever watches this have seen most of my videos, you've seen me do some of these sort of just sit down talky videos. But this isn't like my really rambly tattoo videos. As you can see from the title, this is a bit of an update to the previous video you've seen. Now, I'm being very, very honest here. Part of me did think for a split second, why didn't I just tag this additional info onto the end of my previous video? Well, I'll tell you why. One, because by the time you've seen this video, I would have filmed this quite, well, not that long ago, but you know, several weeks beforehand, depending. I'm trying to remember the order of all these videos because I've got a lot of videos coming up that I've got scheduled, if you get my drift. So you might be seeing this not long after I filmed it, as in maybe only a few weeks, but on the other hand, it might be a couple of months now. But two, I actually just thought, you know what, I think this is a more authentic way of doing it. Plus the fact that I'm really happy with that video that I've already made. And do you know what? Even with unlimited internet, it is a bit annoying having to resave a video and then re-upload it to YouTube. So I'm going to do it this way. Basically, you've just watched my video of the forgotten grave of baby Leonard Darwin in Trumpington Churchyard Extension. Now, like I said, I've only just discovered this literally within about the last 24 hours, and I've just realised, wait a minute, I think this is actually really key that I should update this and that. Joys of doing more research, and yes, I've got my tablet here because I'm actually going to read this just to make sure I don't forget anything. I mean, not that it's that much information. And if I've got any additional photographs, which there might be, I will tag it, I will insert it in at appropriate occasions. So here we go. Basically, yes, I'm wanting to update on Harriett Frances Keynes, Keynes, like Milton Keynes, for example, and that. Yes, now when I say I've got very little information on her, I literally mean, like, seriously. As far as I know, she wasn't born stillborn. All it says anywhere on a written record is the fact that she died in infancy. So I'm guessing she might have only lived a few days or a few weeks. But unfortunately, she hasn't even got a find a grave page that it says. So I assume we just don't know. I mean, for all we know, she might have been born and died all on the same date. I mean, in fact, we don't even know that. All we know is she was born and died in 1918. Now, let's put into context where she falls into the family tree. Her parents were Margaret Elizabeth Darwin and Geoffrey Keynes. Now, Margaret, put it into very simple context, Margaret was Gwen, Charles, Leonard, who you've seen this video, and I think there was one other child, if I remember correctly. I think there was, what would that be, 5 children in all? Yes, there was one other. It was William Robert Darwin. So in all, this is basically Gwen, this is basically Gwen's niece that we're talking about here. So yeah, now the reason I've tagged it with this, and I didn't mention it at the time, but of course, what I can't completely understand is, like I said, not Henrietta, that's a different family member, Harriet, she died in infancy, but I've only just discovered that apparently she is actually buried in the exact same plot as Leonard Darwin was, which makes sense. I mean, they were cousins after all, and of course they were infants, so I suppose it makes sense. Now, of course, he died in late 1899 and she died in 1918. So I did wonder if whether or not, is that the reason why? Because she's literally, as you saw on that headstone, there's literally nothing written on there that acknowledges the fact that she's there. And that it's almost like she's got an unknown grave, even though she is in like a proper grave with a family member and that. So the only thing I can figure is maybe they just didn't want to pay out at the expense of a brand new headstone, because as you saw, most of the wording on that headstone did take up pretty much nearly all the space on that headstone and all of that lot. And that, so I just thought you'd want to know that, guys. And if I've got any, what I'll do is I'll insert a photograph of that headstone again, and also the lining up headstones, in case anyone comes across this video and they didn't see the other one. And if I've got any other photos related to her, but I just thought you'd want to know this as a bit of an update to that subsequent video. So thank you very much.